Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast. I was so close. Episode... Is it 190? Are we at 190 this week? I think we're on 190 this week.
Checking.
Cool beans. It's a good number.
Yep,
190.
Cool. So, I'm Casey. Sup? This week we're recording this like an hour before it goes up because things happened when we were supposed to be recording this. So this week we have Weasel.
Yo.
Kenshu.
Hi, I'm Kenshi 6 whatever.
Well, now I'm sad.
Whatever.
I think I made him mad by calling him Kenshu.
Kinkachu.
And Patient.
hello everyone.
Yeah, Patient's back from being a working man. Call him the working man. Hey, Patient. How's it going?
It's going fine. I would ask how it's going with you, but I already know that you're filled with sadistic glee.
Yeah. We can't really talk about that, though, because people won't find out for another week.
I know. The better to tease them with by bringing it up now.
But yeah. So, Patient. Like I said, working man now. So, you're going first because probably at some point during this episode you might actually have to leave because you have to go to work. Side effect of us recording when we do. It's unfortunate. That's how it goes. Yeah, and us cocking up the schedule. So, what have you been doing, Patient?
Well, I spent last week basically in training for a sales position, company called LAI Home Enhancements. They sell home enhancement products like doors and gutters and such. They specialize mainly in windows. Spent the time learning about the product and about the company and entering into sales. This week is the first time that I'm actually getting to engage in the sales, and the company, I like the way it's laid out. It's the more effort that you yourself put into the work, the more that you get paid. Like, every person you talk to... Oh, hello, Stephen.
Hey,
Tater.
yeah,
You okay, dude?
yeah, just got back from the toilet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Where was I?
Do you like how the company works? The more you work, the more you get paid and such.
Crazy. Every person, every customer, or potential customer who hears you out, you get paid $2. Every customer who listens to, and every step further pays progressively more money. Like, I believe it's, what is it, 25, 50, 75 for every person who actually listens to the full presentation that you set a couple of days later, and every sale gets you for 75 and 150 and so on and so forth, increasing with the sales throughout the week. So just more effort, more success, more money.
Sweetness.
And I honestly like the thought of getting as much out of it as you put into it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I like that setup way better than the sales job I tried to do way back when. Where commissions, yes, but only if you got the sale. Which encourages you to be as much of a shithead as possible as long as you get the sale. The way yours is, you are free to be not... I mean, you're still trying to sell a product, but you don't have to be an arsehole about it to get paid.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another good point in favor. The company is run along like a family, so couldn't have found a better job unless it was involving writing. But I'm going with what I have for now. Seems like the fastest way presently to make enough money to pay off my college debts. So that's the main priority presently. Other than that, anyone who lives in the southern part of the United States, southeast specifically, would know about the recent devastation caused by Hurricane Harvey. I live, fortunately, too far inland for it to give more than some heavy rain and heavy wind, but my sister is attending Texas A&M in Kingsville, so she came home this past weekend for the duration, headed back yesterday, and classes resumed today. I'm not sure how much Kingsville was affected, all things considered. It's close to Corpus Christi, which is a coastal...
my understanding is Corpus Christi got hit pretty bad.
Yeah. Not really a surprise. Visited Corpus this past year before the startup of the new semester, and it's a fantastic place, but the beach is right there for the Gulf of Mexico, so not really the best place to live if you want to avoid hurricanes. Nah. Alright, that aside, lots of brainstorming going on with the crossbrain. The next chapter has been slow going as we plan both it and the final saga of the first half, at least. Need to clarify that. Zomniac is a mad genius. I'll say that here. He's come up with... We came up with most of the twists that we're going to have in Sabati along the line over the past few months, but what comes after it is going to be...
What the hell?
Was that your phone?
Yes, it was.
Back
in a moment.
Okay.
What comes after it is going to be... Well, I'm going to be surprised if anyone sees this particular twist coming. I certainly didn't. And, well, the ideas just keep piling up. My author's note about it being a continuous chain of lambs, I wasn't exaggerating. So, it'll be interesting once we actually get it started. Though we've got quite a bit to take care of first. Still, we've got partway into Impel Down planned out, so we still need to hammer out the finer details of the prison and then the war itself. So, that's going to be interesting. Alright, let me see. Anything else noteworthy?
Is this Bites the furthest a One Piece fic has gotten? Because I can't think of many that have gone past Thriller Bark.
Well, it's further than Second Wind, at least, and I can't think of many that have gone past Thriller Bark either. And technically, we haven't ourselves. We've gotten to the end of Thriller Bark, but we haven't gotten quite past it yet.
There's a few that have gone into New World already, but those tend to not be as comprehensive in covering the story. Like there's one that I wrecked a month or two ago.
Young and Built to Fall.
Might have been. It's gotten well into the New World at this point, and they've ended up taking over. What do you call it? The island that I cannot word today.
Punk Hazard?
Dressrosa?
That one.
Punk
They've
Hazard.
ended up taking over Punk Hazard, turned it into a base from which the Straw Hat Alliance can eventually stage an attack on Kaido.
That doesn't
But
seem like
at the same time, it's a fairly light series overall, and it's gotten to where it's at by a series of kind of time skips. Like, it tends to gloss over a lot of stuff.
You're not thinking of Young and Built to Fall, then. It's basically... Young and Built to Fall is Peggy Sue, where Luffy and Ace get sent back in time, and this is from before it was revealed that, spoilers, Sabo was alive. So, aside from that, it starts off with an interesting enough story arc where Ace and Luffy realize they're in the past and then travel with a group of pirates to track down Ace's flame fruits.
Sorry.
It's an interesting bit of travel from there, just as they track down the fruit and with the antics of the original character pirates. But after that, it's blatant rehashing of canon with very, very little changes and skipping of entire scenes, entire arc. In some cases, they didn't show Skypiea at all. So
yeah,
What?
no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of starts with Ace, Luffy, and Sabo having to pretend to be kidnapped by Shanks because someone in the Marines found out about Ace's dad and they're coming for him.
interesting. I might. When you find that one, let me know. I'm interested. Alright. And I suppose the last thing to note is this fight is still in 6th place. Adopted by Default, 5th place story has been getting more favorites even as we have. So we're currently 388 favorites away from actually being able to surpass it. So it's probably going to be a while, but the more we update, I'm sure, the more that it will help. Oh, one other thing. The Crossbrain has had a secret project in the works for quite a while, and
You're going to announce it now?
no, but I'm going to say that it's soon to come to fruition. So, just within the next couple of weeks, look out for the next big that we're going to be doing.
He.
Alright, I don't really have much else to say, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Kenshu, what you been doing?
Hold on, let me think. Oh yeah, I don't have much. So if anyone knows anything or cares anything or was not under a rock for this entire, last month, the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Conor McGregor fight happened Saturday. I did not watch it because I knew exactly what was going to happen, and it went exactly as I thought it would.
What, Mayweather just beating the shit out of him?
No, that wasn't what happened.
Okay,
Uh,
that's what I assumed happened.
well, it's not like that. It was really an even fight. It was never really in doubt. It was more. Connor was had weird movement and such for the first few rounds, so it took Floyd a while to figure him out. But Connor didn't really hit him with anything debilitating. And eventually, it was just like, okay, Floyd just let Connor punch himself out because the most Connor had ever fought. Well, Connor's longest fight would have ever been 25 minutes long.
Yeah,
He had,
UFC fights tend to be a bit shorter than boxing matches.
yeah, and out of the 25 minutes, potential 25 minutes, he'd only ever gone 15-minute longest. So all he had to do was really wait for Connor to punch himself out, which he did, and then he started getting pieced up for like 5 rounds straight, and eventually got stopped in like the 10th round. So yeah,
I feel like my assessment was also correct, based on that description.
I mean, everyone, all the sports pundits are giving him credit for lasting 10 rounds. I'm like, dude, it was half of Floyd's plan to let him last 5 rounds.
Hmm.
But everyone wants to put a positive spin on things, so I won't be negative about it. Good job for him. He also made an ass load of money, which I hate that everyone bought this fight. It proved nothing. Buying this fight proved nothing.
Apparently, hype can get you a shitload of sales.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't something to prove, because that was already incredibly obvious.
And everyone and their freaking grandmother, even people that didn't care anything about fighting, asked me about this crap. And you know how you know so much about a subject, yet you don't want to explain enough about it because no one would understand what you were talking about after 3 sentences?
Yeah.
This was one of those situations. Like, I had to like sit and think for like 30 seconds. Like, how can I summarize this without losing the room?
At which point, basically went, haha, fuck it, summarized it, and lost the room.
I tried to like summarize it well, but yeah, I did eventually lose the room because I can't just say things in layman's terms when it comes to this. Even going through it in this much small detail is hard for me. So
I don't know. UFC fights are short, so McGregor is going to get tired, then Mayweather's going to beat the shit out of him. Seems like a pretty succinct summary of how it was going to go down.
Also, he's only been training in boxing itself for a fucking year as opposed to everything, which is very different for people that don't realize that.
Yeah. If you're going to be a professional boxer, you kind of have to live it.
But still, he did last 10 rounds, whether it was part of someone's plan or not, so good for him. He also made off with like at least $80 million. There's going to be much more than that. So
I feel like if I'm going to get the shit punched, technically I was going to say kicked, but punched out of me for 10 rounds by the world, is it heavyweight or is it?
He's not a champion anymore because he retired, but he is undefeated.
I'm still going to say that counts.
He was never beaten, so he gave up his belts without losing them. So
yeah, I'm still going to say it counts. So yeah, world champion boxer for 10 rounds, which is 30 minutes, admittedly with breaks, but I feel like that doesn't help as much as you might think. Yeah, I think 80 million is about right. I'd call it that.
I've gotten the shit beat out of me for significantly less. I'm not going to put a damn money stamp on how much it takes to fight me.
Well, yeah, but see, you've gotten the shit beaten out of you by someone who doesn't have as high a billing.
Yeah, it's sad.
Like, I've acted in some really good productions and gotten paid very little for them. And then I acted a couple of years ago in this one production that was literally a joke. Like, the entire thing is this Baroque era opera that's all leading up to this one massive pun at the finale of the entire thing. and I got paid $400 to do that for about 2 weeks of work because the secondary male lead was someone that the director called in from frickin' Broadway.
Yeah.
The things people do for a punchline.
I think the overall moral of my story here is I just want to be rich, guys. I need to finish this damn book.
Or be a
so I can write. Yeah, so I can write another book, and then another book, and then that's when that sweet movie money comes in.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Shut up, Casey.
Okay.
Don't kill my dreams.
I'm sorry, my friend, but your dreams were stillborn.
I'll show you. You'll see.
Spoken, you should feel bad for saying that as a One Piece writer.
No, as a fanfic writer.
Let's see, what else has Ken got in the old docket? Nothing really. I haven't hurt myself. Nothing to talk about really as far as wrestling goes.
Kenshi isn't in some kind of pain?
I mean, I'm always in pain. I just haven't
Mark
hurt
the
myself.
day.
I'm always sore and in some kind of pain. I just haven't been hurt lately. So
Okay.
I haven't been injured, I should say.
There we go.
There's a difference between being hurt and injured. I am not injured.
Okay.
And I think that's it. I want to buy a game of some sort because I haven't bought a game in, months. I haven't bought a game since Persona 5. So I need a new game. But
Crash.
I want nothing. Oh, Crash. Well, I technically bought that at like the same time.
Excuse me.
How the fuck did you buy Crash at the same time you bought Persona? Persona was like 6 months ago.
Oh, wow. My time lapse is off.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Well, I bought Crash at like months ago, and I need a new game. That's the gist of this.
Well, see, here's the thing. You could try and platinum all of the Crashes.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I started on Warped. I'm not gonna platinum Crash 1. I'm just not going to.
I did all of them.
Good for you.
Okay, we might as well go into mine because, this segues quite nicely. I was sick yesterday when we were supposed to be recording. Dehydration. I have this problem where if I get really, really, really into a game, I will forget what hunger and thirst are and just not experience them.
I know that
my
feel.
experience with Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah. So...
Luckily, I haven't done it since I was a kid.
Yeah, so Sunday morning, technically. No, Monday morning. Yeah. I basically didn't drink anything and ate, I think, some mini cheeseburgers, like 2 mini cheeseburgers. That's all I ate.
We in the States call them sliders.
Yeah, sure, those. That's all I had. And that was because I was busy finishing platinuming Crash 3 as the last one of those games that I hadn't done. And I did it. Yay! And then I was sick for recording because I was dehydrated. Not so yay.
Oh, you poor albino fuck.
Okay, well, one of those words was unnecessary, but okay. I'll get back to you on which one it was. I'm not sure, but...
How dare you, Weasel? Casey has a perfectly stable source of income at the moment.
You two are such trolls.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure you could have figured that out within like a week of meeting me. At the outside.
So, yeah. Finished
And let me
that
guess,
game.
Casey, you just had a thought that I was being hypocritical.
Well, no.
Casey?
What? Okay.
I don't think she can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear Casey too. I can.
I assume his audio's gone. Okay. Thank you.
Continue, Casey.
Yeah. So, finished with Crash. It's completely done.
And you'll never play it again.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, the relics are weird. Like, for those that don't know, in Crash, there's a time trial thing for you do the level in this amount of time, you get a relic, and it's Sapphire if you do a crappy job, Gold if it's good, Platinum if it's amazing. There are also developer times, but no one cares about those. And yeah, the concept was introduced in Crash 3, but for the remake, they put them in all 3 games. So you have the times for Crash 3, which are basically the same as they were in the original.
Yep.
But for 1 and 2, it's a bad joke.
Yeah.
Like, for 3, I, like, on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, I did 3, perfected, platinumed everything, 105%, did it all. And it was tricky, but it was fine. It's still fine. Like, on my first attempt in the first level, I got a gold relic. I was within less than half of a second off of platinum. Same concept for the first level of Crash 1. I was several seconds away and could not shave my time down for the life of me. It's like machine precision is required to get anywhere even close to a platinum. As in, I looked up a YouTube guide for how to get the platinum in the first level, and the guy did exactly the same as me, took the exact same route, did everything the same, but was somehow like 5 seconds faster. I don't know how that happened. So
I stopped trying to get platinums and everything 2 and under. I stopped trying to get platinums. I was happy with gold.
Yeah, it's just not possible. Like, the way I think they did it for 3 was without any of the power-ups you get a power-up, a new move, every time you beat a boss. Without any of the power-ups, you can get a gold relic. Barely. If you have all of the power-ups, one of which is double speed running, you can get the platinum relatively easily. Depends on the level, but most of them you can do it. There weren't any power-ups in 1 and 2. It was beat the level. That was it. So
basically, you're bound.
Yeah, kind of. It's... Yeah, I don't even know how the QA team got times that they did. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So, not going to platinum 1 and 2, it's just not even feasible, let alone something I'm considering doing. But 3, I might go back and do, because it's possible. Like
that, and half the stuff in 3 are like vehicle missions anyway.
Yeah, a lot of those I got, so don't have to worry about those. Like the last biker mission, I did that in platinum on my first try. Like, whatever. I even crashed partway through. I crashed the bike and still got a platinum. So, yeah, entirely reasonable for you to get that. So I might go back and do that. I might not. I'm not sure yet. Patient's connection seems to have gone kaput. So, well,
Well, he got his stuff out. He told us his beak and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Silver.
gonna have to leave soon. I'm typing at the moment, so bear with me.
Oh, you can type, but I can't type. Ooh.
Yeah, that's because your typing is loud as fuck.
I type with authority.
Yeah, you do.
No, you type with volume.
The words I put on the page are meaningful, and my soul goes into it. And it comes out in every keystroke.
So, yeah, comes out. What were we talking about?
You were finishing up Crash, I think.
Oh yeah. So totally finished Crash. It's a good game, really good, like a great remake. I'm not considering. I'm pretty much gonna be doing Persona 5 and actually finish it this time at some point soon.
You didn't finish it?
I didn't get any further than I said I did. Yeah.
Where'd you stop? I don't remember this conversation.
Just before the character no one is really interested in. The last party member.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's not the last party member. The other, Okay. Morgana just decided to be a bitch and fuck off, so, yeah. That was where I was.
Alright.
It's about 2/3 of the way through the game. Yeah, so I'm probably going to start again because I was using a social link guide previously. That's going to have been updated a bunch based on new routes you can take to go through them faster. So, while I was reading it the first time, it was like, oh, hey, I found this thing that might be able to let you shave some days off of the social link you're doing here. So I might update this guide in the future. It's been 4 months since I played this game. So, yeah, I would have to start again if I want to use that guide. Which I'm fine with, because it's still a fun game. Yeah. And also, I've reinstalled a game I haven't played in a while, despite paying for it consistently for about a year and a half.
I wish I had that kind of money.
Don't know what that is.
It's the Old Republic.
Oh.
Still maintain it's a good game. I think Spoken disagrees with me.
I'm not a fan of a lot of Star Wars games, is the problem.
I haven't played many Star Wars games, to be perfectly honest.
I've played nothing but the Force Unleashed games, so...
I think I played, a couple of hours of Battlefront, the old ones, way back in the day. The PS2 ones. With some friends. I wasn't really a fan, but that was mostly because, what the hell am I doing? You just introduced me to this game 5 minutes ago. I don't even know what the controls are. How do I play?
Try Shot Web.
Yeah. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, I played 3 hours of Knights of the Old Republic, and wow, that game did not age well. But yeah, so the Old Republic exists, which is kind of a similar thing. Not quite the same because it's MMO scaled, so there's a lot of busy work that you have to do. But
yeah.
Aside from that, it's all good stuff.
My main issue with a lot of the Star Wars games is I dislike any given Star Wars game to the degree that George Lucas was involved in its production.
I don't think he was involved at all for the Old Republic. I think Drew Karpyshyn did most of the writing on it. Well, I say most. There's a lot of writing in it, so probably not. But, a lot of the plotting and such, I think he did. Drew Karpyshyn, by the way, is the guy that wrote Mass Effect 1. So, the good one. writing wise. So yeah, enjoying that. Playing the I forget the name of the class. The soldier guy for the Republic side, Commando, I think. I think that's it. Yeah. So that's like you get assigned to a new squad, and it's like, hey, these are the cool special ops guys, and you're the rookie, and it's like, go get my coffee, rookie, and all that shit. And then the vast majority of the squad decides to defect and join the Empire, and you have to hunt them down. Fair play. It's a good plot. Solid
Kind
plot.
of stupid.
Sorry?
That seems vaguely stupid.
In what sense?
Hey, here's an organization that we are all at least nominally fighting against that is composed almost entirely of mustache-twirlingly evil villains. Let's go join up.
Here's the thing. They have 4 character stories that are on the Empire's side, which lets you see a lot of the inner workings of the Empire. Some of it not quite as mustache-twirlingly evil. And the way that it's framed, the Havoc Squad, which is the Special Forces Squad that I was talking about, is being sidelined for political reasons. And they're like, hey, we're the cool fighter guys. Everyone loves us because we kick ass for you, and now you're getting in our way. But the Empire likes guys that kick ass, is basically the logic. They would treat them better, is the idea. Which, yeah, probably. I mean, they're not wrong in that sense. They're kind of dicks, because the Empire are dicks to anyone that doesn't kick ass, but yeah. For being self-serving, it makes sense. Yeah. So, standard revenge plot, and yeah, just kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Stupid as hell?
Sorry?
Stupid as hell?
It's not that stupid. I've completely blanked on the word for making something better again.
Rehabbing?
Redeeming, that's it. Redeeming the squad that you now lead. Because there's only you and the other guy that was kind of an asshole to you but wasn't part of the plot to defect. So, who you're now in charge of, so that's fun. And you can then turn around and be kind of a dick to him in turn. So that's, if you want to do that. Yeah, still fun game.
Like an excellent decision that could not in any way backfire later on in the game.
Yeah. So, I've been playing that. I may have done the same thing again that I did with Crash with that game yesterday, but I remembered to drink some water after when I was about to go to bed. I was like, okay, fill a pint glasses of water, drink it, fill it again. Okay. I'm gonna have to pee in like 2 hours into my sleep schedule, but whatever. Yeah, so still a good game. So enjoying that, going back to that. It's I can't see it having much of a lifespan left, maybe a couple of years. So getting some time in with it and hopefully doing the class stories before it just goes kaput. And EA takes the servers down and then never lets anyone play it again.
Because EA.
Because MMO, that's just how they work for some reason.
To be fair, keeping that server up in perpetuity would be a really stupid idea financially.
It would, but like, if literally no one is ever going to play it again because obvious reasons, it's entirely possible that you could just say, okay, here you go, audience, you can have the game, and if you want to run a server for it, go ahead, whatever, we don't care. They could do that, but they won't. Because this is our property.
And because it's EA.
Literally every company could do this, but none of them do. So.
Right. But EA is more likely to do it because they're EA.
No more likely than Activision or whomever else. I was going to say Blizzard, but that's also Activision. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much my week. Weasel, you've been doing this week?
Well, on Thursday I went to the Dutchess County Fair with Lucan. Had a lot of fun, ate a lot of food, and I discovered something new about myself.
Okay.
I'm afraid of heights, apparently.
I'm sorry, that's not funny. Yes, it is.
It is hilarious, because I had no idea until... So, Lucan wanted a romantic ride on the Ferris wheel with me, so I said, sure, why not? Sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it ended.
And I'm like, this is pretty good. And the second we get to about 20 to 30 feet off the ground, I'm like, ah! Yeah, so I never realized it because I'd never been 20 or 30 feet off the ground or floor before. And it only seemed to trigger about 20 or 30 feet.
You never been higher than 20 feet and looked down before?
I've been on third floors, but those didn't bother me because I had a floor beneath me.
Because there's a floor and a wall in the way and a window. So you say you've never been in like open space, like higher than 20 or 30 feet?
Nope, never.
That's an outstanding thing to discover about yourself when you're an adult.
I had no idea. So after the fair, when I got home, my roommate's daughters raided my room again. Yep, not as bad as last time. At least they didn't fuck up my medications. Instead, they just ate some of my cookies and turned on my computer and used it to look up Play-Doh on YouTube.
What the hell?
You need to keep them out of your room.
Yeah, I was
also,
going to chew Anthony.
Password protect your computer.
Yeah, I was going to chew Anthony out about it, but he was in the shower. At least someone was in the bathroom, the shower was running. So I waited an hour. Shower was still running. So I pounded on the door. No, called his name, no response. I heard what sounded like snoring inside, so I figured he fell asleep on the can. So went downstairs to my landlady, got the key to the bathroom, unlocked it, found him lying on the floor in front of the shower stall, shower running, but again, naked and unconscious. I tried to wake him. He wasn't responding, so I went and got my landlady. We went upstairs, checked it out, found blood on the floor under his face. So we called 911. Paramedics came not even a few minutes later, along with some police officers and surprisingly enough, 2 state troopers. Turned out he overdosed on crack.
All right.
Huh.
Yep. So police took down our information. He was carted off to the hospital. And I had to stay up all night watching over his sleeping daughters in his room because they were visiting because it was his birthday. So I had to stay up all night watching over them in case they woke up and wondered where their dad was. And then in the morning, their mother came to pick them up. She was immensely grateful, said I probably saved her boyfriend's life. And I spent about the next day and a half sleeping off the exhaustion.
Okay, about 40 minutes in, right? Okay, so I apologize to everybody for the episode being like a couple of hours late because I'm gonna have to go back through that and mute all those names. Yeah. That seems like something I probably shouldn't.
Why?
Because it's personal information that is not yours.
I did say their last names.
Okay, Weasel, You said their first name, and you said the fact that you share a house with one of them. That's generally not something that you say in any context without that person's explicit permission.
Parent's name, daughter's name, involved in a crime equals makes it surprisingly easy to look up.
Okay, sorry.
It's alright, it's just something you should be aware of. So I'm just making sure you're aware of it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be muting those names, so there's no implicating anyone at all of anything. Also, it's entirely possible that it's part of a criminal investigation right now, so also a good legal reason for not... So, fun story.
Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
I'm really glad I went like second. Like,
I shouldn't go last.
You didn't go last.
Hi. Nice of you to remember me, sweetie.
Sorry.
so I can't imagine anything else comparable happened within that time span. But did anything else happen?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
So
Good
we
to know.
learned. So we got the heights and the crack story.
Yep. We got that. We got all of that.
That
Yep.
was a serious jump.
Yep.
I don't know what I was expecting when he started that story. That wasn't that.
Yeah.
Life is fun, guys.
It's a word.
Yes, that is a word.
Yeah.
So yeah, the old republic is a fun.
He's fucking say things.
Yes. Spoken. You haven't gone yet. Wanna go?
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's not a sorry
I'm
thing.
tempted to stay quiet for a moment just to make you squirm because it's amazing, but no. So I actually had a surprisingly eventful week. I've got a rehearsal followed by an audition later this afternoon. We've started rehearsals for another production that's going to be sometime in a month or two. We're going to be doing Gilbert and Sullivan's The Gondoliers. I'm cast as Marco, the male tenor lead. I got a car a few days ago. Got the title work all finished up with that.
Woo. I remember you were having a problem with that, so woo.
Yeah. I got the very last of all of that mess finished up day before yesterday. So I am now fully and entirely, and with not having to deal with any other bullshit, in possession of a working motor vehicle for the first time in 3 years.
Yay.
And that's... what else? I found a ridiculously addictive game that I'm actually playing right now that I probably should stop playing, but fuck it. I've got 2 levels to go before I manage to get my hands on a clay mine. And I finally fixed my vape, which only took me like 6 months, but having a car really helps with that too. Who knew?
I just realized we're gonna get this video blacklisted.
Why so?
Because the Google auto check thingy is gonna recognize the word overdose. And that's gonna be it.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's alright. Like, I'm not even complaining about that because literally anything we talk about on this show is going to get these videos blacklisted. That's just how it works because Google is bullshit at this point. So,
1 moment.
yeah. So I'm not even mad about that.
I'm in the middle of recording something right now. Wait.
Okay, so maybe should have muted his microphone before he wandered away, but I'm not muting that one unless I really need to.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
It was my dad checking to make sure that I got my performance resume printed out, which I did like 3 hours ago.
Anything else spoken?
Not really. Recommendations?
I guess. I mean, we got like 10 minutes of the show left, technically, but since we usually run about like 20 minutes over, it's fine.
Oh shit! Patient had recommendations, but he didn't get a chance.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Huh.
Okay, in future we're gonna have to get his recommendations. I'm considering we're gonna have to push the usual recording time back about half an hour, so we can just be on the shows without worrying. Yeah. But
ASL in Red, that's the one.
Sorry, what?
That One Piece fic series that I mentioned, where they get kind of de facto adopted by Shanks. ASL in Red.
Oh yeah, I saw that one a few times and didn't want to read it, but that's me.
Well, on the one hand, it's adorable and it's got really good character development. On the other hand, I like it, so it's fairly easy for anyone listening to surmise it's almost entirely yaoi pairings.
That might have been why I didn't want to read it.
That one you were talking about once, okay.
So, I mean, I guess I can re-recommend. What was it called? Fuck, I just saw the title. Literally just looked at it. A Man of Iron, the Iron Man, Game of Thrones crossover thing.
Yeah,
it's
weird.
It's kind of weird, but if you thought Iron Man in Westeros would be fix-ficky, you are wrong, as proven by the most recent chapter.
Let me guess. And then everything got worse?
I'll put it this way. Ned Stark is still alive. Someone else isn't.
Shit.
So, yeah, not so fix-ficky. But that's a good thing, because, you know, it's not really Game of Thrones if everything goes well all the time. So, I say Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. What are you doing, Spoken?
Beatboxing under my breath. I do it sometimes, I'm sorry.
What? No, seriously, what?
Beatboxing under my breath. I do this sometimes. I'm sorry. I have ADHD,
Okay.
and probably noticed this before, and one of my coping mechanisms for the ADHD to split my attention so I can effectively focus on things is rhythm of any sort.
The man's got the music in him. Let him get it out.
And occasionally that happens. I apologize.
It's okay. It was unexpected, but okay. Fair enough. Oh, recommendations? Anyone got recommendations?
Do not. Nothing. I haven't read anything. I favor longer stories. I haven't found anything in forever that I would recommend that thing.
Well, Well, I recommended Forever and a Bit a couple of weeks ago, and it's still actively updating. So, at a pretty good clip actually. So maybe go give that a check out.
Anyone else?
Relinking.
Anyone else?
Guess not.
Anyone?
I've got a
Bueller?
Okay, maybe you should give that. Oh.
I've got a recommendation.
Okay.
So this is actually by a friend of mine. It's called Tsunade's Embarrassing Night. It's an Naruto fanfic by Ultimate Lucy Fan. It is a smut fic. I will leave it at that.
All right.
Enough said.
Also, don't do crack. I feel like that's a recommendation worth making.
Wow.
Okay. When you misspell the name of the village that 90% of the story is set in, I feel like maybe you could use a beta reader.
Yeah. Konoho.
Tsunade's office, Konoho.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that in years. Maybe it's because I instinctively X out when I see it.
I mean, in fact, I can sympathize because Japanese word autocorrect is not gonna catch that, but
It's Naruto.
O's can look like A's. As far as I'm concerned, O's should look
Sometimes
like
cucumbers
A's. That fucking
taste
little
better
curl,
pickled.
the top's fucking stupid. I don't know why people do that.
Casey, why are you playing devil's advocate when my friend, who is a breast obsessor, wrote a smut fic? Why are you devil's advocating a smut fic from a breast fetishist?
I like boobs, and I play devil's advocate for everything.
I think there was a joke that, talking of Devil's Advocate, there was a joke that Christopher Hitchens made a few times before his death. He was brought in to be the literally the Devil's Advocate. It used to be a position at the Vatican for Mother Teresa when her beatification was being considered. And since it was no longer an official position at that point, he joked that, to his knowledge, he's the only person in history to represent the devil pro bono.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, smut fic. Friend of mine made it.
Okay.
A while back, actually, but he didn't post it. But when he found it, he rewrote it to his current air quotes standards. And basically, I'm giving my buddy a plug because he's a cool guy.
Okay.
Huh. So I just noticed a new tag on that rec that I gave. Another fucking time travel fake groans the collection of subscribers I have on this hell site.
There are a lot of those. Alright, so I guess we'll be good with the episode.
Don't do that.
Fuck you, man!
I mean, I'm good right now. I'm not gonna do that, but don't do that.
Okay.
Stop yawning, everybody. Yawning is a sign of weakness.
Your face is a sign of weakness.
There's no weakness in this podcast. No, my knees are a sign of weakness.
My lower back is a sign of weakness. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay, well, my lower back is on this podcast. Fuck you.
No, it's not. I can't see your back on this podcast. So it's
Okay,
not
well,
on
give
it.
me a second, and I can start in one of the private chats because I'm one of those 10% that got the Discord video features, and then we can have my lower back be a part of the podcast.
I'm
Just
good.
crack your spine. It'll do that just fine.
Who is caught? Hold on.
Wow, this podcast is just a mess.
It's just kind of circling the drain at this point. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Our ship has
Fandom
no
Flux
captain.
is a hairball. Fandom Flux is a shower hairball.
Consider.
Huh?
Considering an earlier story, I don't really want to reference showers, and I guess it's not the shower's fault, but
Fandom Flux
Never mind.
What?
Bathtub then?
Fandom Flux circles the drain.
Maybe avoid bathroom metaphors in general.
Oh.
Now
I
fuck
get
it, I don't care.
On that note,
Yeah, I think Kenji's busy now, so I'm just gonna close this thing out. Thanks for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast and Weasel's crack overdose story.
Sorry.
oh, thing I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
For that audition that I've got this afternoon, I, because of something that's gonna have to do this in about 2 months anyway, my face is clean shaven for the first time in 4 years.
Holy shit!
Aww.
I have my sideburns and my mustache and nothing else.
But the scrub!
That's not clean shaven.
That's clean shaven by my standards.
You have a fucking mustache. That's
But
not
the
clean
scrub!
shaven.
But the scrub!
At the rate Social Security is moving, Weasel, I'll have the scruff back by the time you get down here anyway.
Okay, good point.
And I'll probably have a cane, come to think of it.
Canes are cool.
Anyway,
Time was I could get you a fancy one with like one fucking.
I know, I've already got a
ones.
fancy one. It was my great-grandpa's.
Oh. Well, for future reference, don't use the crook ones. Those are fucking terrible. Like, professional opinion. This is a thing I know. They're terrible. Don't use them.
Which ones?
The crooks.
No, I've actually tried using those before. They're horrible. It's it's a T-grip cane.
Those are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with those. There's actually some really nice ones where you can get like an ergonomic handle so it fits into your palm easier.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help stability, but it also feels way better. But that's, you know. I miss working at that shop. Now I'm sad. Okay, so thanks for listening to this rambling, meandering thing that we just did. If you want to get in contact and tell us how shitty it was and how uncomfortable Weasel's crack overdose story made you, then
I'm sorry!
say so in the comments.
Quit apologizing.
Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. Once again, thanks for listening to the podcast episode 190. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Holy crap, I'm back.